Merhaba everyone, this is Ayşenur Altan. Welcome back to my kitchen. In this episode we are making another delightful dish from Turkish cuisine, Orman Kebabı, forest kebab. It's a kind of peas stew with tender meat, carrots and potatoes. You can find this in almost every eateries, lokantas in Turkey, in restaurants, as well as in home-style cooking. The stew or one-pot dishes are very easy to make but have some tips to make it more flavorful. This time I want to make it slowly, giving as much as information that I learned during all these years in the kitchen. So let's begin. Usually the cubed beef can be challenging to cook. It takes more time than the veggies, so I prefer to cook it first until very tender, soft in the pressure cooker and then continue to add the other ingredients. Today I'm using my Instant Pot pressure cooker, but you can definitely use classic pressure cooker or regular pot. So first I heated up my Instant Pot to saute for 3 minutes and added some vegetable oil. Here I didn't use olive oil because it can burn. Added my finely cubed meat, beef. Going to saute it for a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, let me show you the veggies. I have 2 big potatoes, but I'm gonna use one. By mistake, I just peeled 2. And 2 carrots, 1 onion, 2 tomatoes, and these fresh, mild to sweet green peppers. I'm going to dice my potatoes and carrots. Since potatoes needs less time than the carrots to cook, I'm going to dice them a bit bigger than the carrots, but not into big chunks because they won't look good on the plate with the peas together. The meat pieces are nicely sauteed. Added close to 1 cup hot water and going to cook until it is halfway soft. It can change depending on the meat type. Usually around 8-10 minutes will be enough to cook halfway, but I set it to 5 minutes and not going to release the pressure cooker, so it will continue to cook for another 5 and then we're gonna check it. Okay, the second step is pre-frying the potatoes and carrots. This is a tip that I learned from my mother-in-law. She loves to cook. I also have a memory about this. When we moved back from the United States to Turkey, she was very happy to expect us and she came before us to our house and she cooked a meal so it can be ready when we are at home. This was the dish she cooked. A pea stew and rice. It was so delicious. I still remember it and she still makes it. And what she does is she loves to get the flavor to the potatoes and carrots by frying. She deep fries it, but what I do is I heat up my cast iron pan, adding mix of olive oil and vegetable oil so my olive oil doesn't burn. I'm not deep frying it, neither saute, it's between that, just to give some nice browning process, the flavor of it, and it's gonna be halfway cooked either because they're gonna continue to cook all together. So I continue to chop my veggies here. Chopping the onions a bit bigger, I don't want to melt it away all the way. And also for the green peppers, just going to roughly chop. I like to see some pieces in the Orman Kebabı, a green peas stew. By the way, you can also air fry potatoes and carrots, of course, but this way works really well too. I got nice caramelized sides on some of them, and this is enough for me to use. Of course, it doesn't mean that you have to do all these steps. I just want to give you the idea how I cook it. You can adjust this to any other stews or just skip them and boil everything and continue with an easier version. My carrots are done too. I'm turning off the heat and going to add them later. Meanwhile, my meat is almost soft, cooked nicely, but the thing is we are still going to saute the other ingredients, so I'm gonna drain the beautiful meat stock and then use it back again after a sauteing process. First going to saute my onions and green peppers and then add chopped peeled tomatoes and roughly chopped couple of cloves of garlic. When it's this season, I would prefer to use more tomatoes instead of adding tomato paste, because first it's healthier, we get the vitamins and everything from the fresh tomatoes, and also gives more flavor. But since it is not the season, I used 1 tomato and about a tablespoon of tomato paste to flavor. One of the key hints while making either stew or vegetables cooking like this is to steam the veggies before adding the water to cook all of them. Because we sauteed all of the ingredients except the green peas, so by steaming we take out the raw flavor before adding the water, and it creates more flavorful dish overall. Now I can add my meat stock back to the stew, the Orman Kebabı, along with more hot water that barely covers the top. Seasoned it with some paprika and black pepper and going to cook for about 10 more minutes in the pressure cooker, or if you are using regular pan, cook until the green peas are soft. So our meat is tender and the peas, everything is cooked well except the potatoes and carrots. Since they take less time than the other ingredients, I usually prefer to add them later, so I will have control over them, not worrying to getting mushy while cooking the green peas and meat. Wanted to get every bit of the oil by adding hot water, adding salt, and a little bit of thyme. I'm gonna add more while serving, and going to cook one more time for 3 more minutes in the pressure cooker. We'll wait for 5 minutes before releasing the steam. For any dish like stews, one-pot dishes, it is always better to rest the dish after it is cooked for at least 15-20 minutes. The best side dish would be Turkish rice, either with orzo or plain. I have the recipe, the Turkish version comes out really flavorful and fluffy. Make sure to give it a try. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit different. Please tell me if you liked it or if you prefer a shorter version. I think this could be valuable for those of you who are not familiar in the kitchen or new in the kitchen but want to cook. Give your comments how you cook stew-like dishes in your way in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and like the videos. And subscribe if you haven't yet. And see you next time. Afiyet olsun.